Malaysia's top trade official has welcomed the resumption of free trade talks with South Korea, while highlighting the importance of supporting small and medium-sized businesses here in the region. Our correspondent Lee Soo-jin sat down with him.
On Monday, South Korea and Malaysia established a strategic partnership pledging to strengthen cooperation in various areas including the economy, defense, and green energy. Malaysia's Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry was present when President Yoon and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced the agreement. We talked to the minister about the economic aspects of the partnership.
The next year we'll celebrate 65 years of diplomatic relationships, and therefore trade and investment is an integral part of that relationship. We are glad that both parties have agreed to resume the Malaysia-Korea FTA. Unfortunately, we had challenges, and in 2019 it was stopped, right? And yeah, like you said, last year in March we resumed it. And during the meeting between the two leaders on Monday, they both agreed that we must conclude this.
So you mentioned there are also, there's roadblocks as there is to any FTA talks. What are some concerns that need to be addressed before we finalize the agreement?
Both countries will have industries who are concerned about competition that may not be seen fair. And I think we have explained to the relevant industries that actually it is not a zero-sum game. We can agree between the two parties. We open up more tariff lines or reduce tariff because at the end of the day, we feel that it's going to be a win-win.
And when asked about regional economic challenges presented by the incoming Trump administration in the U.S., he said this.
You're right. Again, people are watching closely when the U.S. now under Donald Trump. So what do we do in ASEAN? One is that's why we want to focus more on intra-trade within ASEAN as well. ASEAN as an economic bloc is the 5th largest economic bloc. Our population is around 680 million. But trade within ASEAN is only 20 to 23%. So this, in this case, you need to include SMEs.
I think what you said about intra-trade is very important.
Yes.
And you also mentioned the role of SMEs. Why is the role of SMEs, Korean SMEs, and as well as I'm guessing Malaysian SMEs, why is that so important?
SMEs is important because even in the region like ASEAN and of course Korea, 90% of companies that are registered are SMEs. And if they are not felt, then even politically it's going to be difficult to support multilateral agreements or even bilateral agreements.
And under the theme of inclusivity and sustainability, he said next year's ASEAN summit hosted by Malaysia is expected to boost SME involvement and strengthen supply chain resilience across all Southeast Asia's economies. Lee Soo-jin, Arirang News.